What if everything we knew about our past, our memories, our stories, our collective history was set on fire? And not just by chance, but by design. That's the chilling premise of Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. Now, this isn't your typical dystopian novel filled with gadgetry or rebellion. It's something more haunting because it's about silence. It's about what happens when we stop asking questions, and comfort and distraction become more important than truth. In this video, we'll explore the themes of destruction and creation and the society Bradbury built, and why its warnings feel more urgent now than ever. Section 1. Enter the world of Fahrenheit 451. In a dystopian future, despair doesn't arrive with detectives shouting orders. It slips in quietly, disguised as entertainment. The story follows Guy Montag, a fireman, but here's the twist. Firemen don't put out fires. They start them. They job to burn books and by extension the very idea of intellectual freedom. For Montag, burning is mechanical. Each night, another home, another library of memory lost forever in fire, and he doesn't stop to question it until a certain young girl called Clarice enters his life. Clarice McLaren is young, inquisitive, full of wonder for the world that everyone else ignores. She asks Montag the simple questions: are you happy? And with that, Bradbury drops the match that lights Montag's heart. Section 2. A society of distraction and apathy. Here's the part that sticks with me. The society of Fahrenheit 451 isn't oppressed by brute force, but by apathy. People are utterly disconnected from one another. Wives don't care about their husbands. Neighbors don't care if you vanish. Children will kill passerbys for fun. Cars tear down highways so fast that advertisers have to enlarge on billboards just so the blur of human attention can catch them. Guy Montag's wife, Mildred, is the prime example where Ray Bradbury portrays the immersion in people. Mildred spends her day watching wall-to-wall giant screens that project role-playing TV dramas. Their conversations are shallow and sold to them by corporations. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Replace giant wall TVs with smartphones or VR headsets, and suddenly Ray Bradbury's 1953 novel feels close to reality. Even the war happening outside their walls barely matters. Bombings are nightly occurrences, yet people are too sedated to notice. No one questions because collective memory has been burned away along with the books. And that chilling accuracy shows us how control doesn't always come from force. Sometimes it comes from drowning in meaningless noise. Section 3. The Outcasts. Bradbury doesn't leave us in despair. He offers a ray of hope in the darkness. Tells us about the book people. These are the outcasts, the questioners who have been exiled from the city, who chose to willingly preserve the knowledge one book at a time in their memory. They carry their books in their mind. They each become the book itself. When Montag meets them, he sees more than resistance. He sees creation. Amid all the distraction, they embody hope. And that's where Bradbury delivers his punch. Destruction and creation are two sides of the human Yes, we burn things down. Yes, sometimes carelessly, sometimes violently, but we also reimagine, rebuild, and preserve. The book people reminds us that resilience lives in the margins, even when the center collapses. Section 4. The cycle of destruction and creation. The novel's central theme is this endless cycle of burning and rebuilding. Granger, one of the book people, compares humanity to the myth of Phoenix. The mythical bird Phoenix burns itself into ash, then rises again and again in a loop of destruction and rebirth. But here's the crucial difference that Granger points out. Unlike the phoenix, humans can remember, and if we hold on to the memory through books, through stories, through the lessons of history, we don't have to repeat the cycle endlessly. Bradbury doesn't just tell a story about censorship, he tells us about forgetting. A history erased becomes history repeated. Section 5. The Society of Tomorrow. So let's zoom out for a moment. Why does this 70-year-old novel feel so alive today? Think about it. Bradbury imagined wall-sized screens sucking away attention. We have social media platforms engineered to keep us scrolling, binging, drowning in stimulation. He imagined neighbors avoiding one another, living insulated by distractions. We live in neighborhoods where digital connection replaces physical presence. He imagined people too disinterested to notice bombs in their skies. Look around and you'll see tragedies flashing across headlines, yet quickly drowned beneath reels and trends. So does that mean we are repeating Montague's world? Which phase are we leaning toward now? The destruction or the creation? Are we consuming without questioning, pausing to reflect, to preserve, and to remember? Here's my takeaway. Fahrenheit 451 is not just a warning against burning books and censorship. It's about what happens when we let ourselves forget the past, when we let comfort kill the curiosity, when we let the advent of new technology deteriorate our memory. But what gives me hope is the insistence on creation. Even when the city is reduced to rubble, there are the book people carrying stories, carrying knowledge, carrying hope. That's the human spirit. Fragile, yes, but unyielding. A cycle of destruction and creation is part of us. But if we choose to remember, if we keep history close to us, keep books alive, and keep questioning, then maybe, just maybe, we won't need to burn and start all over again. So, if you haven't read Fahrenheit 451, I can't recommend it enough. What's one story, one book that has changed your perspective of the world? I'd love to hear it in the comments. If you enjoyed my talk about literature, you should hit like and subscribe so we can keep doing more of this. Does that sound good to you?